One of my very first goals with this house was getting this toilet cleaned.
I don't know if anyone remembers from the very first video I posted, I kind of gave a glimpse of what the master bathroom toilet looked like. You need to see what it looks like now. It looks so much better now. It looks like something you'd actually want to sit on. Apparently it's a very slow close.
My biggest goals for the house before we moved in was at least getting it primed and painted so that once little B was in the house, I didn't have to worry about flooding him with all the chemicals and smells. Unfortunately, that meant I wasn't able to get all of the cleaning done that I wanted to because it was going to take me so long to prep everything to start painting. There was a lot of damage to the wall, so a lot of little holes that needed to be patched and some that needed to be basically reconstructed altogether. So it took a lot of drywall patches, a lot of putty, and a lot of sanding to get the walls painting ready. I was very well aware of the amount of work that this house was going to take, and it wasn't going to be a quick fix to get things livable. But there were so many little projects that I found as I was going that seemed to take up so much of my time and delay everything else. Whether it was boards that were falling off the tub, trim that had to be re-nailed to the floors, the walls, ceilings. All of these little tiny projects added up and ended up taking up quite a bit of my time anytime I was out at the house. I enjoyed every minute of it because this is kind of stuff I really do enjoy doing, and it keeps me busy, it keeps my mind busy, it keeps my hands busy. But I was having a hard time not feeling like I was on a time crunch because with us moving in at the end of the month, I knew that most of this I wanted to be able to get done before then.
I cannot decide, I mean, those ones are painted already, if I'm going to paint the windows or not. I do really like the look of the wood in the bay windows, but they weren't taken care of, so they haven't aged the best, but I'm gonna cover them with the cushions anyways. But like these windows, they've already painted the trim around them. They've already painted the trim around these windows. So I feel like at this point I may as well just paint them because it'll just help it blend into the wall a lot better too. And then this one, I mean, it's nice because they're wood, it gives it that rustic feel, but it's not a nice wood. So I feel like it's not really a loss if I paint them. But I don't need to prime them. I'm gonna prime the walls, but at least that'll give me some time to decide if I want to paint the wood or not. These ones I'll probably leave due to popular vote. Nobody wants me to paint those, so I'm probably gonna leave these. I'm gonna custom make some cushions for the bottom portion of them, at least cover the aged wood. But like the wood up here is actually really nice, and I wish they had taken care of it I wish they'd taken proper care of it, because then this wood would have been just as nice, but they didn't. So I think I'm gonna prime everything for now, and then we'll decide what I want to do with the windows. But like, they even painted the lampshades the same like gross blue-gray as the wall. So those are going. At some point, I'm gonna change these ones out. I've got a nice pot light I'll put up there that'll match the rest of the house. But I'm also undecided on the tub. So originally I was gonna do like a tile backsplash, but now I need to recaulk the whole thing. And just given the current condition, it might be better if I get like an insert for it, like a waterproof insert. That's what these are. They're like waterproof panels, but it might not be worth tiling it. So I might just need to get an insert and pop that in there. But I have master bedroom and bathroom sanded, patched, and cleaned. So I'm gonna start priming in here, but I guess if I'm gonna leave the windows for now, I probably need to tape those off. Good. Okay, so I better do that first. And these are gorgeous windows. It's just like everything else in this house. None of it was maintained or taken care of. So it's probably about 7 years worth of dirt, grime, neglect, everywhere.
Getting everything ready to paint is what took the longest, especially with the tape. I wanted to try to preserve some of these windowsills, so getting those taped up so that I wasn't painting all over them definitely took me a while. It probably took about 3 days total to prep everything for painting, and this process felt so long and drug out that it was really hard to not let myself get discouraged through it. I knew that once I actually got started with the painting, it wasn't going to take long at all, but this process felt like it was taking forever. I did have help for a lot of it, but there were a couple of days that I had to go out by myself and just go hard and get as much done as I could. I wasn't too concerned about making sure my primer was nicely laid out and not spotchy, because I knew that once the paint went up, it wasn't going to matter anyways. And I really didn't want to spend more time than I had to getting everything ready. Again, please keep in mind, I am not a professional, so everything I'm doing is what I've self-taught or saw my dad doing growing up when he was working with construction, or honestly just anything that I've been able to YouTube and Google myself. So definitely not going to be professional standards by the time I'm done, but it's going to be so much better than it was when we first got possession of this house. Even just with the primer on there, it was already looking so much better, and it was giving me hope that maybe, just maybe, this place was actually going to be in decent condition by the time we moved in. The paint was no longer the biggest job, though I knew that it was going to take so much more time for us to actually clean it and get it clean enough to want to live here. The amount of bugs and cobwebs were mind-blowing, and the more time I spent in the house, the more I realized just how much of a deep clean was really needed. And now on the first day that we were able to, we did do a deep clean, me and my 2 girlfriends, but I realized it was going to go so much deeper than just washing windows, cleaning out windowsills, and wiping walls. There was so much dog hair, people hair built up in the baseboards, in the nooks and crannies, in all the spider webs around the house. It was going to take me a while to get it to a place that I was happy with, and a condition that I wasn't going to be nervous bringing my son into. So while the paint and everything, I know it was going to make a big difference and it was going to make the place feel so much more open and homey, the deep cleaning is what was going to take me the most time. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying every process of it, though it's a bit frustrating at times and somewhat discouraging at other times when I get one thing fixed and it feels like 2 more things come up that need to be addressed. The plumbing has given me a couple of issues since I've been here, and just realizing how dirty the place is has been a bit overwhelming. It's definitely taking a lot longer than I expected to get everything done, but so far we have the master bedroom primed, which I honestly think it already looks like 100 times better than the gross blue-gray, whatever that is. So bedroom's primed, everything's sanded, it's ready for its actual coats of paint, but I won't be coming out until this weekend to do that, so it'll give the primer a couple days to dry. But I think it already looks 1,000 times better. I was hoping to get the bathroom primed, but once I kind of started on this wall, I realized that there's really not much of a shade difference from the primer to the current color because it's quite a bit lighter. It's kind of just like a off-white blue. So I don't need to prime the bathroom now, which is good. But this is what's going to take forever. All this orange. This is going to take probably a solid like 6 hours to get this all done. And then we're almost done the upstairs. I haven't even started cleaning downstairs yet, which cleaning up here took a good 5 to 6 hours as well. But I don't think there's as much to clean downstairs as there was up here. But it's coming along, slowly but surely. But I've already been out here for like 3 hours, and I literally took me that whole time to just sand, wipe the walls, prime, fix a couple things in the bathroom, and get the new toilet seat put on. So yeah, I don't know why in my head I thought it would take 2 days, a day for cleaning and a day for painting, but definitely not the case. But we have a very gorgeous sunset. This will be a really nice view from our bedroom. We have the bed and everything in here, so this is where our main room will be. But yeah, there's still a lot to do. Thankfully, most of the cleaning is done, and like I said, I definitely didn't do the best prime job. I was a little lazy, and plus I already used up probably a third of a bucket, and I only have 2 buckets, and that orange is going to take a lot. So I really didn't want to waste it where I didn't need to. And the corners I'm not too concerned about.
But yeah, it's coming along. I can't wait till it's done. I'm having fun though, but yeah, really nice to see when it's finished. But I'm gonna head home for now because I am pooped and I want to get home before the roads are dark because it's a 45-minute drive to get home. And then I'll be back out here later this week to do some more work. I don't know if anyone remembers from the very first video I posted, I kind of gave a glimpse of what the master bathroom toilet looked like. You need to see what it looks like now.